As we predicted on last week's Power Panel, the largest iceberg in human history has now broken free from Antarctica, tearing itself off of the Larsen Sea ice shelf. It totals about 2,240 square miles, about the size of the state of Delaware, and its volume, 40 trillion cubic feet of ice, or 1.1 trillion tons of ice, is twice that of Lake Erie. So it is now broken free, as it had been expected for several months that it eventually would, and is now floating off to God knows where. But that's an amazing stat there, that ice shelf on this gigantic continent lost so much ice when this broke off that it has dropped down to 5th largest ice shelf on Antarctica from 4th. That's how big of an effect it actually had there. And that is now floating off, where it will cause problems potentially near South America on shipping lanes and things like that. But certainly is, I think, a bad sign for the direction our planet is moving, or that we are moving it in.
It's so large that they are considering redrawing the map of Antarctica.
Yeah,
that's amazing. That's how big a piece will now float into the sea. It is about 2/3 of the size of Cyprus. So if you've ever seen Cyprus on a map, it's underneath Turkey. It's sitting right in the middle of the Mediterranean. It's big,
it's a big portion of the size of Hawaii.
Yeah, and
4 Londons.
If you can imagine, almost the size of Hawaii or almost the size of Cyprus, just floating around, floating around. And
Trump's going to build a hotel on
it. Look, if he has a connection to the president of Antarctica, trust me that he'll try, and he'll send Don Jr. in there. And he'll say he didn't collude at all. Anyway,
well, so there's an interesting debate going on that we talked about before the show. Now we know that this particular iceberg breaking off is not going to immediately raise ocean levels or anything like that. It was a portion of the Antarctic which is already in the water, so it doesn't actually change for it to have broken off. But there are concerns about what sort of sign this gives us for climate change, and the scientists seem to disagree a little bit in this particular case. So a glaciologist from the Midas team, Martin O'Leary, said, although this is a natural event and we're not aware of any link to human-induced climate change, this puts the ice shelf in a very vulnerable position. This is the furthest back that the ice front has been in recorded history. We're going to be watching very carefully for signs that the rest of the shelf is becoming unstable, because as we explained on last week's show, when this front-facing section of the ice shelf breaks off, it makes it much easier for the ice further up on the ice shelf to go behind it. And a lot of that ice is not already in the ocean, it is actually on land. So when that moves off and breaks off and goes into the ocean, that will raise ocean levels globally. Now, Martin O'Leary says that they don't have any specific connection to human-induced climate change, but not all scientists actually believe that. One scientist, Christopher Schumann, who works in the area, said, at this time we don't see any signs that this is going to cause further break. On the other hand, this is over 10% of the ice shelf area, so that's not a good sign. And it's pretty clear there's a connection to an overall warming that part of Antarctica has experienced. Historically, this is just the latest scary sign. In 2002, the smaller Larsen B ice shelf, which had existed for 10,000 years, partially collapsed and formed an iceberg the size of Rhode Island. NASA doesn't expect the rest of Larsen B to survive the decade. And back the previous decade, there was another large section that broke off. So we had Rhode Island, now we have Delaware. I don't know, is the next one Connecticut? Oh, we're eventually gonna have Texas? What's gonna happen?
We might even eventually get into red states. Okay, so damn it, John, I'm not a scientist, I'm a talk show host. So it is hard for me to judge which of these scientists are right. And I'm not in the right-wing camp which says, scientists, I don't believe them. So if a majority of them say that it is not related to climate change, and it's not a majority, they're split, right? This is not an issue where you have 97% of the world's scientists on one side. Then I'm going to say, I guess they know better than I do. But as a matter of logic, I'm on the side of the scientists that are saying, of course it's related. The reason why it's of course is because, well, if you have global warming, which all the scientists agree to, right? 97% of the world's scientists, well, it'll make that ice shelf warmer, making it more likely to break off. That doesn't mean it's the only factor. And it doesn't even mean that it wouldn't necessarily happen otherwise, but could it be happening quicker because it is warmer? Its logic seems to indicate almost certainly. And then when you look at what John was telling you, Larsen A ice shelf broke off in 95. Larsen B, the size of Rhode Island, broke off in 02. And now this one just broke off in 2017. Well, that's a ton of ice breaking off very recently, especially given that Larsen B had been in place for 10,000 years. So it seems to me that the warming logically had something to do with it. And obviously some of the scientists come out on that side, but it's just a little less clear than most of the climate change issues.
This is the thing about scientists that the right wing knows nothing about. Scientists, for the most part, aside from a few, are far more humble than they should be about both their expertise, but also about what their data has shown. And so they're very slow to claim a connection until repeatedly peer-reviewed studies have shown it. And so I think that they're being a little bit careful here. I don't think that many would say that there is no connection.
Yeah, and so if all they're saying is you can't know for sure if this particular hurricane is connected to global warming or this particular ice shelf breaking off, then sure, of course we agree with that. In that we don't want to Inhofe it, like, I still have a snowball, so there must be no climate change. There's hurricanes, so there must be climate change. No, of course not. There's hurricanes before, ice shelves have broken off before. The question is the severity, the degree to which it's happening, and the speed at which it's happening. And so logically, I think most scientists agree that it is a contributing factor to it. They're just being overly cautious in our interpretation, the best we can tell, in saying you can't tell that it's the proximate cause for this particular ice shelf. Watch the Young Turks commercial-free, download it or stream it, watch it any way you like at tytnetwork.com/join.